What's up everybody, it's Kenny the Fat Cat. I'm here today to show you guys, or to walk you through how to get 100 plus or more kills on shipment domination. I personally really enjoy playing this map because you can use any gun you want and it's really good for the XP, while some other people out there really hate or dislike this map. So first off, this is a clip I got earlier today, and it's not one of my best games, it's not one of my worst games, but it's 100 plus more kills, so I thought it would be a good example. It was kind of just a quick recording of a game I played, but yes, I did get over 100 kills, and it's probably something you have seen before, but it might be something you never got before. So I just want to make this quick guide on what guns you should use, or where you should go in the map, or just your overall playstyle on this specific map. So first off, my classes that I use are usually the RPD or one of the submachine guns, particularly the P90 or Scorpion or AK-74U. Those are all really good guns, but mainly I use the RPD because it has a really high ammo rate. Like, you can have 100 bullets in one clip is really good ammo, and you don't have to reload a lot on the map, and it's also really good for shooting down helicopters. And the RPD is just my personal favorite. I know a lot of people like to use a saw because of the fire rate's really quick, but I don't like it. The RPD seems to have a lot less recoil, especially with the foregrip, and I think it goes through walls a lot better. But I also use deep impact, and deep impact is really good to have on this map because the containers, you can shoot through them without it, but with deep impact it's really quick to kill. And you can, if you watch this clip all the way through, this whole gameplay all the way through, you'll see I'll be getting some easy kills through through a lot of walls. So next is where you want to go on the maps. Usually, I know a lot of people with the submachine guns obviously run around in the middle a lot and go for B, and they can stack up kills pretty quickly, but you can't get a really high kill streak. Well, if you have the LMG and you're in a corner, then it's easy to stack up kills and it's easier to get a kill streak. So I think the best places to go are probably A or C, because A has you can see 2 or 3 spawn points while you're on A, and you can see 2 or 3 spawn points while you're on C, and each of these flags also holds a spot where you can shoot through the wall and get kills while the other team's spawning. My third favorite place is probably right behind this car right here. You can easily stack up kills from these 2 spawns because the enemy teams, obviously it's such a small map, so they're spawning right there. If they have C, then you come to the car. If they have A, then you go to C. And as you play this map more and more, you really get used to that, but A and C probably are my favorites. I think they're pretty popular. But with the LMG, while you're just sitting in the corner, it's real easy to rack up the kills, like I said before. And that's why I run stopping power, because with the RPD it takes around 2 or 3 shots before they're dead. And obviously, if your aim is better than mine, then it'll be a lot easier to get kills. But this is just a quick guide on where to go and what guns to use. And so, like I said before, that's only one of the play styles you can use on this map. Obviously, there is a lot of ways you can go at it. You can use a shotgun, but I don't really like that because shotguns it takes a little while to reload them. Well, the RPD also takes a long time to reload, but you obviously don't need to reload as frequently if you have 100 bullets compared to 4 or 5. And you obviously won't be able to get a very high kill streak with the shotgun while you're running around such a short range, but it's all about your playstyle. So with the LMG, you see I'm just kind of running around. Every time I spawn, I switch up between these two corners, always going back and just looking exactly where they're spawning. I like to use a foregrip, so if you can get your 75 kills on one of your LMGs, it's really, really good. You can definitely tell a difference when you're using it because the accuracy is like 10 times better and there's not as much recoil, but you do have to sacrifice your first perk. But in this game, there's not really that many good first perks. Like I'm only giving up Bandolier because that's the only first perk I really use, other than like frag times 3. But some people do like to use frag times 3 because you can just frag spam all across the map, and it's pretty helpful on this map. But I kind of despise it, so I don't really use it that often. Much rather use Bandolier. But the other gun I use in this is the P90 with the stopping power and extreme conditioning. It's more of a rushing class, and it's more of like a run around and get kills and then hide in the corner and then go back. And there's a few moments in this game that I did switch to the B90, but I don't really, it's not like, I don't use it as frequently as the RPD because, like I said, my personal preference is the P90. So as you can see right here, I go right behind this, right back into this corner, and I just start looking for kills, and they'll just start running around. And also another great tip for this map is when you're running, when you're in these corners, you can use your kill streaks very, very carefully, because when you die and you hold that kill streak, you respawn with the kill streak, and it counts towards your new kill streak, obviously. So let's say you're in the corner, make sure you get like a high enough kill streak to like when you respawn. So let's say you get 5 kills, don't use it before you get the other 2 to get to your helicopter. So you can obviously get way more kills if you use your airstrike and then getting those 2 kills to get the helicopter. It really helps a lot because some people just kind of get to the kill streak and all they aim for is the helicopter. Well, I like to aim for the airstrike, then call it in and rack up, like, instead of just getting the helicopter and missing all those kills you could have got with the airstrike, you get them all with the airstrike, plus you gain the helicopter after it, as long as you stay alive. So that's really helpful. I think a lot of people don't really see that in the game, but it is definitely a big like factor in how you play this map. And another great thing to know on this map is the spawns. There's one in every corner basically, and 2 in some corners. And the main ones you really want to know are the box, like the crate spam spawns where you can shoot through a wall. And you always want to call your airstrikes in on a corner, because while it might look good on the UAV to call it in the middle, by the time your airstrike comes in, all the people in the middle are already going to be dead. So right there, I just used my airstrike, but I got another airstrike off it. So see, I call in my airstrike again, and it's probably going to get me a couple kills here. And you see, I called it in right on C. I got 2 kills, or 1 kill out of the airstrike, so that obviously wasn't as good as the first one. But if you call it in on a certain corner and you know where they're about to spawn, then you're guaranteed to get lots and lots of kills instead of just calling it in on the middle. So, and another good thing to know is if you're ever playing, I think you can only get this in headquarters or team deathmatch headquarters and domination shipment. But if you're playing this on domination, you always want to make sure that they either have A or C. Your team has C or B or A or B. You always want to have those 2, because if you have C and B, they're always going to be, they're most likely going to spawn at A. Where if you have A and B, they're going to spawn at C. And I personally like when your team has A and B, because it's really, I love being on the enemies on the C side, because it's just their spawns are a lot more easier to like spam, shoot through the wall and kill, and it's just when the enemy team's spawning on C side, it just makes the game a lot easier. And I mean, there's not much more to it. You'll make sure you always want to use your stuns and grenades and just try and stay alive. Right here, this is one of the great spam places. I obviously didn't stay alive very long there, but it's really good spot to spam through the wall. And that I've got like seven, like they just start spawning, so I got like 6 people right in a row, a hexa kill from that spot right there. It's a great spot. But overall, the main tips are you want to use an LMG or a submachine gun. You want to be in one of the corners. You want to learn all the spawns, and you want to use your kill streaks correctly instead of using them not the right way. And deep impact is a great perk to have on this map. But these aren't tips for everyone, because some people like to play differently from others, obviously. But this is another good spam right here through this back of that box. Before I died, the enemies do spawn there, because you can see they have A, so they would spawn there. But anyways, guys, I really hope these tips do help you in the future, and I hope you guys don't hate this map too much. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. And you can see here that I got 113 kills with less deaths than most.